well-known fact about Looney Tunes back in action for the PS2 is that it's got one of the scariest openings in video game history. That's not all, though. I don't care who you are, that's terrifying.
Living in the city.
It's like a roller coaster.
Hey, this video was sponsored by Raycon. Please keep an eye out for them at the end of the video, and you better. I turned down multiple Raid Shadow Legends offers because unlike some larger YouTubers, I have some goddamn integrity! That being said, Looney Tunes for the PS2! I'm unsure of how to proceed here. There's so much I want to talk about, and I just don't know where to begin. Do I start with how this game has almost no correlation between itself and the movie, other than some locations and the fact that there's monkeys? Maybe I'll start by mentioning that I played it as a child, or better yet, I could start by telling you all about how good the game is. And I'll tell you folks, this here video game is the same insane caliber as my artistic skill. Or maybe I'll just mention that I haven't slept in 3 days, because every time I try, I see Porky Pig's disfigured face. Alright, let's get into it, I guess. So this game revolves around playing as Bugs and Daffy as they race around the world to catch a monkey that's stolen the blue monkey diamond, which is turning people into monkeys. They never once show anyone being turned into a monkey, and this villain needs a machine to turn people into monkeys, but he doesn't actually get that machine until way late into the game. And I mean, I'm looking too much into this. It's Looney Tunes back in action for the PS2, for God's sake. I'd be surprised if it did make sense. So this game is kind of like a mix between a platformer and a collectathon. What is it? You can find money all around the stages to buy costumes for Bugs and Daffy to wear, plus also to buy monkeys from that American chicken dude. You can collect singing frog statues, which gets you an extra monkey, and collect bird seed, which unlocks a Wily Coyote minigame, which nets you, again, another monkey. You can also find monkeys running around, which you can collect by beating them to death with a frying pan. In other words, you collect monkeys in this game. Other than that, you usually just go through the game mission by mission, and at the end of each, a monkey will just appear. Kind of like the stars in Mario 64. These missions can range from saving Tweety Bird from Sylvester, stopping an art thief, groping a big fat guy, riding a minecart in space, racing aliens on a hover scooter, or giving a bull brain damage. Each area has different challenges to keep things fresh, which is good because otherwise the game would be extremely repetitive. The only sort of upgrade you get are costumes for Bugs, which allow him to do slightly different things. However, these are extremely situational. In fact, I think he only ever used the Hula Girl one once. And Daffy only gets Duck Danger, which just acts as an invincibility and allows him to start certain challenges. Because, you know, those challenges can only be completed by a dangerous duck.
It's time for the human race to pay for its sins.
Daffy differs from Bugs in more than just having a limited wardrobe. While Bugs has the ability to dig and double jump, Daffy can swim and flap your fucking arms, Daffy! Oh god, oh! Am I going too fast for you? Well, if I'm not, let's just speed things up because both characters can roll with the press of the R1 button. What? Even Looney Tunes! Come on, Sonic! Roll, you bastard! Roll!
No!
You switch between the two characters whenever something comes up that you can't do with the one you're currently using. Oh, and if you can't switch at the time, don't worry, they'll let you know.
I'm not switching now. Quit bugging me. I can't get to. Ain't got a magic carpet. Forget that, Pally. I can't reach it.
And they won't stop at just that, ladies and gentlemen. If anything at all happens, they'll tell you. Oh, they'll tell you. Listen to this. Just listen.
The only way forward's through the mouth, but it's still gushing. Big deal. He was a pushover. Can't you do anything by yourself? Hey, Buster, it's time to share the processors. When I get the diamond, I'm gonna buy me some dignity. Finally, I get to take it easy for a while. Sure, I'll spell you for a while, Dave.
For crying out loud, take a breath! Listen, I'll be straight with you. There's actually some funny stuff here.
I'm bouncing like the last check I wrote.
But they end up repeating the same lines over and over again, which just in turn gets you sick of hearing them, which is a shame, because when they do say something new, it's genuinely pretty funny most of the time. Half of the time. Listen, it's got charm. This game's got that in spades. Even the menu screen is full of it. The roll of film that whacks Daffy on the head here. The fact that the characters' mouths actually move when they talk. I'm looking at you, Sonic! But for every good thing in this game, there's a bunch of weird design choices that make things less good. Yeah, sure, that'll work. To shorten things, you can't kill enemies, only stun them. Jumping is stiff and doesn't let you really alter your course in midair. Most combat sections rely on button mashing. Minigames go on too long. You're often repeating the same thing over and over until you're sick of it. Actually, let's go over some of those minigames, huh? How about that? Let's start off with the golf cart section. You have to hit another golf cart to transfer the bomb to them before it blows up, and then they'll try to hit you to send the bomb back to you. It's timed, but you can just... Oh shit, oh no, help! Okay, so that one is less so boring and more so terrifying. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see. Oh yes, the studio has filled up with water and you have to unplug the plugs in the ground. Why did I not question this? Who's putting plugs everywhere? Anyway, you have to go around as Daffy and unplug each one individually, but wouldn't it have been more interesting if, let's say, instead of making it a harmless chore where there's no danger and you just go from plug to plug, Daffy instead had to avoid hazards and make his way back to one big plug at the end of the course? Anyway, here's one. So this minigame involves you playing as Bugs riding a minecart and you have to avoid the bombs and collect the balloons. The track repeats to allow you to collect them all. Just forget the balloons! Make a track with little boosts in the air so you can pick one up to like catch up to Daffy while avoiding the bombs. Now take a look at this one. Wait, actually, let's do this one with the screen turned off. I have done it. I have accomplished the game. Yeah, this one is completed just by mashing the circle button, and not only that, it shows you the same animation every time. 3 times. Now this one's the bloody worst. You have to protect Daffy in a turret segment where Martians are trying to nibble his giblets. Only problem is that Daffy really seems to enjoy running towards them! Great moves, Daffy, you fucking duck! Cuck. And the very worst mission of them all, not because it's too hard, or too broken, or loops or anything, but because it's too dang long, is the Taz minigame. You play as Taz and eat cannibals until the time runs out. Yeah, that's it. And it wouldn't be so bad if you didn't have to listen to Tad farting his guts out every 2 seconds. But hey, there are some fun minigames in here that don't overstay their welcome. But why would I talk about those? I'm an asshole. Instead, let's talk about the boss battles, what little there are. Actually, other than the mini-games where you have to lower an opponent's health bar, sometimes without them even attacking back, I think the only real boss battle here, other than the last boss, which is actually just another fucking minigame, is against Elmer Fudd. Yeah. And it's the weirdest thing. I tried attacking him and nope, nothing, just died. So I ran around the place looking for something, anything to use against him. A costume, a special item, anything at all. But there was zip, zilch, nothing. I've been running around for about 10 minutes before I finally figured out what to do. Okay, here it is. I tried bashing the signs that say rabbit season or duck season earlier on to no avail, but I thought I'd try everything twice, you know, because I've been here for 10 bloody minutes. So I went back down to them once more and... Fud season. Now I get the doing bound for smell of butt sweat in the morning. Hey! Who in here worked on Looney Tunes back in action for the PS2? Who are you? The most fun part about this game is the exploration and collecting in the overworlds. There are 5 of them with each of their own challenges to complete, and each is very loosely based off the movie's locations. There's Warner Bros. Studios, the in Paris, Las Vegas, Area 52, which weirdly enough, when they said, I had a laughing fit and I have no idea why.
We gotta get to the super secret alien research facility, Area 52.
It's one number up! And some kind of Aztec temple thing. Each one has a good chunk of exploration to do, except really the last one. I kind of feel like by the time they got here, they might have been running late on their release schedule. So, I mean, not that the rest of the game has been a stellar feat of gaming technology, but hey, hear me out. For a start, when I triggered the cutscene ahead to the Aztec temple, I'd been rolling, so when it started,
Don't go! Wait for me!
Then once we got to the area, everything seemed to be okay. I mean, Bugs' jumps were so stiff I was having a bit of trouble on this platformy segment, and the section itself took a wee while, but I mean, 5 minutes later and I'd made it to the next area. And then the level restarted itself. It wasn't even a full restart either. Like, the collectibles I collected on my first round through were gone. That saved. What the hell? There was this one section where the game told me I had to save Daffy, and I was like, yeah, sure, okay, where the hell is he? So I walked outside and nothing happened. So I walked back inside and a cutscene triggered. Oh, okay. And then I walked back outside and...
Hold on, Daff, I'm coming.
There's a T-pose monkey. Alright, that's crossing the line. If you're not gonna bother animating your monkeys, I'm not gonna even bother drawing stuff from now on. And then Daffy starts screaming while standing on a platform.
For some reason, right now I feel like I should be a frog.
Now that's just... hang on. Now that's just not on. Actually, the whole screaming thing happens more often than you think. For some reason, the quirky quips that Bugs and Daffy forcefully spew out their orifices at all times are put into a sequence if they're doing multiple things at once. That's how we got so many quips back to back earlier on. Instead of cancelling a quip that wasn't needed, instead they just stack them all on top of each other and then play them one by one. Anyway, after you've made it through each and every level, it's time for the final gauntlet.
Seems like we ought to find more monkeys before we wrap it up.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me. You're pulling a Jack and Dexter on me? And Looney Tunes back in action? Oh well, this will be a good time to speak about Wily Coyote missions, where you ride a giant Acme rocket to try and catch up to Roadrunner. As I said before, you unlock these by collecting the birdseed buckets in the overworld, and each one is harder than the last. Now, if I could describe these missions as simply as possible, here is the regular gameplay from Looney Tunes back in action. And here's the gameplay from the Wily Coyote missions. How in the hell is a child meant to complete these things when I can't even get through them? Sure, the first couple are easy enough, I say that loosely, but I can't even begin to imagine how difficult the last one is. I honestly can't believe this minigame and this minigame give you the same reward. At least let us see him eat the bastard. Anyway, that's one extra monkey down. How many do we need anyway? 35! That's it, I'm done, I'm out! So here I am with 35 monkeys, goddammit. You can't just enter the overworld by itself to find more. Oh no, you gotta pick a mission, which means you gotta deal with all that extra trollop. Anyway, here we are at the final... Oh, I have to do the Taz mission again. You know, Porky, just kill me, it'll be more pleasant. The final set of challenges has you... Okay, Porky, I've changed my mind. Porky. Porky! The final set of challenges has you run through this... Ow, I bit my tongue! The final set of challenges has you run through an obstacle course as Bugs, and then fight a giant stone monkey as... Dinosaur Tweety Bird. Okay, I should probably explain this, even though there's nothing I could say to ever make you re-click on this video. See, the blue monkey diamond, at least from what I could tell, doesn't actually turn things into monkeys. It turns people into monkeys, because what it's actually doing is de-evolving them. Wait, then shouldn't it turn people into apes instead? Anyway, so when Tweety Bird enters the de-evolvo ray, he de-evolves into a dinosaur. I'm assuming Daffy would have done that too if he had touched it.
With the fate of the world hanging into balance, I'm Bugs Bunny.
Sorry, what?
I'm Bugs Bunny.
Anyway, in this fight, they don't tell you how to play. No controls, nothing. It was very frustrating.
Hit him with pow! Hit him with pow!
I would, Daffy, if I knew how! I had to figure out all by myself how to do this part, and it's the weirdest fucking shit in this game. There was no reason to make these controls as wacky as they are. You attack with Tweety by moving the left analog stick up. So yeah, that's already fucking strange, but it gets stranger. By moving the right analog stick up, Tweety will do a slightly different attack.
Pow! Pow, I said!
Speaking of POW, I still don't know how to use POW. I managed to use it once or twice. I was mashing the bumpers or something. I honestly couldn't figure it out, and typing in how to control Tweety and Looney Tunes back in action for the PS2 didn't exactly get me many results. The game ends with everything wrapping up nicely. Almost too nicely. Honestly, it's a bit creepy.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny, and many more.
I really can't figure out if the tone of this last cutscene was meant to be like this. It's so over the top, I really can't imagine it wasn't like this on purpose. It's so cheesy I can make mac and cheese out of it. Oh, it tastes like ass. Hang on. You know what doesn't taste like ass, though? Raycon wireless earbuds. Bah. Usually I'm a headphone kind of guy. I wear them every day when I'm working on videos. But there's been plenty of times when I'm not working that I would have really appreciated something smaller, like when I'm listening to Rain at night to help me fall asleep. Gee, if only there was some way for me to still listen to Rain and also not be so gosh dang uncomfortable. Well, now there is! Oh wow, that's crazy. Raycon wireless earbuds are here to give me just what I've been needing. I sound like the wacky, wild, flailing, inflatable tubes, whatever. That's right, the everyday E25s, for example, have 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, extra bass, cool colors to choose from, and a newer design which fits your ears better, so its noise isolating capabilities are better than ever. They sound just as good as any other top brand out there, but get this, man. They start out at half the price. Pretty good, huh? And if you click the link down in the description below, buyraycon.com/RadicalSoda. You can also get 15% off your order as well. Think about all the macaroni and cheese you could buy with all that saved money. Hell, look at this image of me wearing them. This could be you. What are you waiting for? For the sponsorship to end? I hope not, because we have another one coming right up. Raid Channel.